Maggie. Welcome to my channel. I know one of the first things that I did when I found out I was pregnant with both my children, I have two girls, Larissa and Whisper. Larissa will be 4 next month, and Whisper is 1, about 18 months. So, first thing I did was obviously Google, YouTube, things that babies need. For example, like top 10 baby must-haves, or and I watched these videos for hours making lists, writing. So I figured one of the first things that I wanted to do was to make a video about what worked for me, because everybody's different. Everybody comes from a different background, different money. Some people have more, some people have less. So this is necessarily what worked for me. I live in North Carolina, so Walmart is my best friend. I'm also a couponer, a penny shopper, all that stuff. So I definitely was on a tight budget. But okay, so here we go. Now, out of these 20, definitely number 1, of course, is an infant car seat carrier. Reason being, number 1, my first daughter, Larissa, my grandfather was nice enough to purchase me a Grow With Me car seat. And y'all gotta excuse the bugs. I'm on my front porch while my youngest one's napping. Basically, and I'm smoking, of course. Judge me if you want, but I smoke outside. It is what it is. Basically, I was very thankful that he got me that Grow With Me car seat. It was wonderful. She was able to use it up until she was 2, and then, she got a different one, of course, just because I didn't like the thought of her having the same one for a few years. But when they're that tiny and you're wanting to carry them in and out, I know everybody says, well, infant carriers are heavy and all that, but trust me, it will save your life. It's easier to unclip it out of the base and carry the baby in than having to worry about, I got to carry the diaper bag, a newborn infant on my shoulder, all these trips and falls, and just, you don't want to risk anything. So definitely keeping them in an infant carrier helps you out a lot. And they have all these cute little covers for them. I know, well, I'm getting off track. Let me just keep going. Because definitely the 5-point harness is the safest for them. And definitely having a base. And I do have a list over here, so I keep up with everything. But it is very important. I don't think the hospital will let you leave with a baby now if you don't have a base for their infant carrier. But moving on to number 2, sleeping. Everybody says, oh, you need a crib for the baby. You have to have a crib. Not necessarily. With my firstborn, I used a bassinet, and she was breastfed. She always wanted to be near me. I had a bassinet right next to my bed, because I'm not going to get into the co-sleep thing. I was scared to death as a new mom. I was like, no, I'm not sleeping with the baby in the bed. Way too much Googling, too much scary facts. But long story short, the bassinet did not work. Now, for the baby shower, I had got a pack and play, and it had the top insert for like when you change their diapers, and then it had the bottom one, so you could have the top. It had a little diaper changing station on it and everything. It was really neat, and that is actually what worked best for her, because it had, that nylon feeling top. You didn't have to worry about sheets or anything like that. Just lay her down in it, and that worked best for her. Sleeping wise, she would actually sleep longer hours in the night, because everybody knows newborns don't sleep hardly when they're first born. They get their days all mixed up, and it's just crazy. So yeah, I definitely used the pack and play more so than the crib, and it was just more convenient, because if something happened, and because I was living with my dad and my stepmom, if something happened and we had to go stay with his parents, Jordan, my fiance, then we could just pack up the pack and play, go over there. She always had her bed, and it was what she was used to, so it worked best. And so that's definitely, I spent $99, I think, for my second born Whisper at Walmart, getting her the Minnie Mouse pack and play, because it had the same thing, the little changing station or whatever at the top. And then when she got older, around like 7, 8 months, I moved it down to the bottom one. But now she sleeps in a toddler bed. So moving on, pacifiers. This, I think, was the hardest thing to find for my second born. Now, my firstborn, they gave us at the hospital, they gave us a pacifier. I think it was, I can't remember what it was called. Maybe it was Nuke. I don't know. But it was the best thing. It was the only kind that would work for her. And they were kind of expensive. They were like $8, $9 a piece. So I definitely had to keep searching for those in case you lost them. Have plenty of backups because that's important. Always have a backup. You will be surprised how many times you will lose that pacifier. And you cannot lose Passy. Like, babies can't sleep without it. But for my second born, she calls it a pappy. Larissa called it a passi, but Whisper calls it a pappy. So cute, the names they come up with. And what worked best for her was Nuke and the MAM pacifiers, which they are, the MAM ones are a little bit more expensive, but definitely worth it. But like I said, each baby is different. Some babies won't take pacifiers, and some will. But it's just, for SIDS, it makes you feel better that if they have the passy in their mouth, they'll have something that to suck on and helping them keep breathing through the night. So that's I would definitely get just a couple different ones. Parents' Choice has a good knockoff Nuke brand that I like, and they're cheaper. They're like 98 cents, I think, for 2 or something like that. It's a lot better deal. Next, number 4, Burp rags. I had one in every single room. Definitely because whether you're breastfeeding or bottle feeding, baby's gonna spit up, baby's gonna burp, bleh, all that junk. So it's definitely nice to have them placed all around the house. Because no matter where you are, baby's gonna need it. I believe the cheapest place I got them from was Walmart. They're only like a couple dollars, and you can get like 2 or 3. Next is definitely for bottle feeding. Because I did breastfeed my first one until she was 8 months old. And then for my second one, I tried, and she just had some kind of allergy to something that I ate. She wasn't keeping any food down. I was stressing, I was crying because I wasn't getting any sleep. She wasn't holding any food down. I went through all different kinds of formulas, doctor's appointments after doctor's appointments. And long story short, with my first one, she used the Tommy Tippy bottles because it was like one of the closest things to the breast because I didn't have the money to buy the ones, whatever they're called, the baby BB ones, whatever that's supposed to be like closest thing to the breast. Tommy Tippy worked just fine for her. And then same thing for my second one, Whisper. I used Tommy Tippy, and I used the Playtex Vent Air ones too for my firstborn because she had such bad gas issues when she was eating, swallowing too much air. Those things just suck. I mean, they had so many different compartments that you had to take out and clean, and it was very time consuming. So I definitely liked the Tommy Tippy. And then when they got older, I switched to Parents' Choice because you can get those bottles for like 98 cents at Walmart. For those of you that know that Parents' Choice brands, sorry, I have to keep pausing every time a car drives by. Parents' Choice brands is the cheapest. I don't know about Target. I don't shop at Target much. I don't live near one. It's all the way like 45 minutes away from me. But yeah, Parents' Choice when they got a little bit older, around like 6 months, I think is when I switched them to those because they're easy to clean and cheap. Number 6, a bottle brush. Definitely have to have a good bottle brush. I was actually lucky, and Kmart had theirs on sale for 10 cents a bottle brush. I think it was a closing out brand. So I definitely looked up and bought like 5 of those. Any kind of bottle brush will do. Even Family Dollars, Dollar General, Dollar Tree have really good ones. You would think because they're so cheap, they don't work just as good, but the bristles are very strong. They still get it clean. They still do the job. Even though I like the ones that have the little stands in them that you can take out and use for the nipple cleaners. Those were my absolute favorite. Plus, they got the silicone bottom. You stand them right there next to your sink and all that. Whereas the other ones, you just have to lay or hang them somewhere. I didn't like all that, germ-wise. Next is a bottle drying rack. I used the Dr. Brown's bottle drying rack, and it was like blue with white, and it like stood up. It had like, trying to think how to explain it. 2 sections, one on the bottom, one on the top. Hated it. Pain in the butt, absolutely couldn't stand it. Now, I will include a picture of the green grass drying rack I seen. I had a couple friends that had that one, and it was very successful because, you know, it just looked like grass. It was little plastic pieces, and you can just set the things down in there so they could dry. Or, cheaper version, just get one of the $5 dish drainers from Walmart. It doesn't matter as long as the bottle's getting dried and no moistness or mold staying in it. Number 8, for breastfeeding moms, a breast pump. Now, oh, there's a butterfly. WIC, as you know, I don't know how it is in all counties, but in Cleveland County, oh, here comes another car. I got a WIC breast pump at 6 weeks old if you're returning to work. And at the time I was working a second shift fast food job, so I had to, you know, pump before I went in. And it was really cool. It was free through the WIC program. You got a double Medela electric breast pump. Best thing ever, besides being free. But I know before I got that, I had purchased an even flow single electric breast pump. So, like, for example, when I was feeding my oldest Larissa, I'd feed her on one side, be pumping on the other, and then putting that milk up gradually through the day. It helped me out. Some people did the manual ones, but I just felt like that would cramp my hand too bad. I don't know. Just personal opinion. I'm just curious to see what y'all think. Comment on this video and tell me what worked out for you. Did you like the single one better, manual, or electric? I'm definitely shooting for electric. You know what I'm saying? Number 9, breast milk bags. I cannot tell y'all how many videos I watched of people reviewing these breast milk bags. Like, it was unreal. Hours after hours, I'd just be watching it. I was stressed. You know, like 9 months pregnant, stressing about, I know I want to breastfeed. What kind of breast milk bags do I get her? And in the end, it don't matter. Whatever works best for you. For example, for me, I just purchased the Lancino ones because they were the ones that I seen at Walmart. They looked nice. They had a pretty purple packaging. I was like, sure, I'll try those out. I really liked them. Whereas, you know, even though some bags they make stand up, they have the bottom that opens up a little bit so you can stand them up to freeze them. But for me personally, I always froze mine laying down so it was flat because it could stack better flat. And I'd grab like an old Pop-Tart box and just, once they were froze, put the Pop-Tart box in there and stack them like that so they were kind of in their own section and not in everybody else's way. Because, like I said, I did live with my dad and my stepmom. So they had, you know, freezer foods in there. A lot of people going in and out of the freezer. That way I knew they were all secluded to one area. Oh, and I did find a box of, check your local Goodwills. Let me just say that. Check your local Goodwills, because I know you don't think you'll find baby supplies in there, but I did. I was lucky enough to go looking for baby clothes because, you know, I was 19 years old, young mom. We didn't have a lot of money. We were living with my parents, struggling. So I went to Goodwill with my stepmom, and I ended up looking up and finding a box of 50 count breast milk bags, the Lancino brand, for $2.99. Get this, unopened. Brand new box, never been opened, no damage to the box. I was crying. I was so happy. Excuse me. Especially considering those are kind of expensive. I mean, breast milk bags, they're not cheap. Next thing, well, Sharpies goes into that. Make sure you have plenty of Sharpies or pens. I just use Sharpies personally to, you know, write, because they say write the time when you pumped, because if you pump in the morning, something about it can keep the kid up. If you pump at night, that there's special hormones or something in the milk that's supposed to help the baby sleep. So, like, for instance, when my dad and stepmom was watching her and I worked second shift and my fiance was at work, or vice versa, they knew that when it got around 8 p.m., they'd feed them the night milk. They'd feed her the night milk, whereas if it was more in the daytime, they'd feed her day milk, which is probably crazy. I don't know. You can Google it. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. It's been a while. But next, number 10, nipple pads. Whether you are breastfeeding or not, you will definitely need nipple pads because you're obviously going to leak milk anytime the baby's near you. But yeah, sorry, I'm getting hot out here, guys. It's starting to get little toasty, little toasty. Um, but I also use the Lance No nipple pads, except for somebody I think at the baby shower gave me the Up and Up Target brand, off brand, which is really good. And it worked out for me because they all do the same thing. Number 11, Nipple Cream. Breastfeeding mama's best friend. Because I don't know about y'all, but as 19 years old, I was scared, I was nervous. My mom wasn't really in the picture. She actually passed away a couple years ago. Because she kind of, not going to get into that, but I wasn't very close to my stepmom yet. And so, I knew my stepmom had never breastfed before, so it was hard for me, even though I knew my mom did. I didn't have the support that I really needed at the time, and I was scared. So, like, these nurses, they were really great. They helped me latch Larissa the first time, but then after that, I was just scared. I thought it was supposed to hurt. I wasn't sure, to the point where my nipples were bleeding. And I had nobody, by my side watching. I was first time mom. It was just terrible. But, I had actually picked up the first year's nipple cream, and it actually worked out pretty good. Now, I haven't tried any other brands, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you if it's better than any others or if it's worse. So y'all definitely let me know what you think about that. Number 12, Bibs. I was given so many types of bibs. I got a lot of hand-me-downs and stuff from people that I knew that had kids. 'Cause like I said, for first-time mom. And the best ones that I liked personally was the thicker ones that were cotton. Now, some people had like these vinyl ones, which is great for when the baby's like 6, 7 months old. They're eating baby food, table food, all that jazz. It just wipes right off, slides down, cool. But as for a baby, um, they're gonna, sometimes they'll spew milk and all that or spit up, and just the thicker cotton ones actually absorb more. And that is what I was looking for, is something that was more absorbent while I was feeding them. No, I did not repeatedly use the same bib for different feedings. Obviously, I was washing her bibs and stuff, but I'm just saying, for those of you that had kids previously or work in a daycare, the thicker, more absorbent, the better. Moving on to number 13, Sleep Sack. Now, I am a teacher at an early childhood development center, and I will say that sleep sacks are strongly enforced in our baby room. They're moving into the baby room this year too. Yay! We use sleep sacks because always back is better. Safe sleep, when we put them in the sacks, zip them up. Their arms are free, their legs are warm, their little bodies are warm, and you do not have to worry about any SIDS cases. So I strongly, strongly encourage you that you get sleep sacks instead of blankets. It kills me, I'm not going to be one of those shaming moms. It's like, I hate it, blah, 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 but I cringe, literally, just from all the education, the classes I went through and everything for this particular job, that the amount of children that die from SIDS because of blankets. And if there is one way that you can do your best, one thing, SIDS is broad. It can be anything. It's not always blankets, but if you know for a fact there's one way that you can help your child reduce their risks, do not put blankets in there with that baby, because especially if they're where they can flip over and stuff, scary. I'm not getting into my SIDS rant again. Case closed. Definitely sleep sacks help me out a lot. Number 14, zip up pajamas. Oh my god. I got so many hand-me-downs, and about 80% of them were the button-ups. I'm not playing. Like, I hated it. Wake up, 3 a.m., the baby's done been up 4 or 5 different times. I got one boob bigger than the other because I'm breastfeeding. The other one hurts because she hadn't ate off of that side, and I'm, trying to, like, hold my eyes open. I've lack of sleep. I look like a zombie. And the last thing I want to do after I change her diaper is to button that thing back up. Like, you should have seen that poor baby wake up in the morning with all kinds of buttons. Like, shoot, it'd be rough. It was rough. So I definitely encourage that you get the zip up ones, because those help a lot. So much easier. I'd rather go zip than have to sit there and button. Like, who wants to do that? at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Nobody. It's a pain in the butt. And definitely the gowns. Now, because I had girls, it was easier, but they do make the boy gowns too. I like the gowns because I could put their little sockies on, have their cute little gown that covered their hands so they wouldn't scratch themselves with their fingernails during the night, and pull her little gown up, change her little pampy, and then pull her little gown back down. Now that helped too, to each their own. Like I said, they do make boy ones, so it's not just for girls. I actually had a couple boy ones that the hospital gave me. But I still use them for my girls because who cares? All that gender role, whatever, doesn't matter. Number 15, diapers. That's another thing I watched a lot of videos on was diapers. I tell you, I probably stressed more about diapers than anything because I knew my family, most of them were allergic to Huggies. But I always seen all these commercials for Huggies versus Pampers. Okay, sorry. Every time the car comes by, I gotta pause it. But yeah, Huggies versus Pampers. So I loved Pampers too. I love the way they smell. The hospital actually gave us Pampers and Pampers White. Now, when I say Pampers, I mean the Pampers Swaddlers because I know they have different kinds. I love the little line on them, turn blue to show you if it was wet or not. That was really cool. But my personal opinion, if I had to choose, I love Pampers more. But being broke, unless I had a coupon, I would go with Love's. Love's was the second best. I just did not like how Love's now has the little line on it like Pampers does, which is awesome. But I didn't like how the Love's, when they would pee in it, it would smell funky, like you could really smell it more. That was gross. But, diapers are diapers. They're going to smell like pee-pee and poo-poo. And then when they got older, I switched to Parents' Choice because it still had the little line on it. It still absorbed pretty well. I know a lot of people say, well, I don't want to use the cheap kinds. Well, after you've done bought about 10 boxes of diapers, it adds up over a while. So hopefully you guys get a lot of diapers or gift cards for diapers in your at your baby showers. But I did try the Dollar General version. Way too thin. I think after one pee, my oldest peed through them, and I was like, never again. They were terrible. Number 16, hooded bath towels. I definitely liked, well, the hooded bath towels worked personally for me better when they were newborn, until about a month old. And then they just got too thin. I mean, literally, use them for when they're a baby. When they're older, it's more absorbent to use regular towels. And of course you do need baby rags, little cute soft baby rags. They feel like silk. Oh, I'm getting hot. Number 17, Johnson & Johnson. Smells wonderful. I love their baby body wash, their baby shampoo, their baby lotion. Yeah, it is pricey, but they do have coupons for them. When I go to Walmart still, sometimes I see people leaving coupons out for Johnson & Johnson in the baby section, which is really awesome. I'm sure they intend to do that to help moms or single fathers, all that, to be able to purchase it. I tried the Parents' Choice, which is, the Walmart knockoff brand. Didn't like the way it smelled. It just seemed harsher on their skin because both of my children had eczema. My youngest one, Whisper, still does. She gets it real bad in the summertime. But, yeah, it just dried out their skin more. But, then again, I have some friends who use it and they love it because their kids' skin isn't quite as sensitive. But I did try the Dollar General brand baby wash, and it said compared to Dove, I think, and that is really good. It smells really good. It's a lot cheaper. It's only like $2.55, I think. Don't hold me to it. It smells wonderful. It smells like babies. I still use it on my 18-month-old. That's how much I loved it. Number 18, the Baby Grooming Kit. You can get these for really cheap at the dollar stores. I believe the dollar stores have them still, with the baby brush, the baby nail clippers, the little nose sucky thing. Can't remember the name of it. Y'all probably think I'm an idiot now. I actually was lucky and got one as a baby shower gift for my oldest. It was the Safety First Deluxe Healthcare set from Walmart. It's like $30, but thankfully they got it for me because it come with this cute little satchel thing that velcroed open and tied shut and stuff, so I could keep all the stuff in it. Come with a little syringe, baby medicine droppers, all that kind of stuff, which you really need all in one place. because sometimes it's easy to lose them. I know now, to this day, I still lose fingernail clippers. I don't get it. They just run off. Number 19. Back when I had my firstborn, Larissa, like I said, this is about to be 4 years ago. I had got a gift, the Little Remedies medication kit. Now I know a lot of Little Remedy stuff is coming off the shelf now. But it came with like the honey cough syrup, the Tylenol, the gripe water, like all kinds of stuff. It was like 1988, but it came with all the different baby medicines, and I was lucky enough. Somebody that I worked with had got me that as a gift. Now I don't recommend probably getting that kit now because I'm sure if they're taking it off the shelf, stuff could have changed. Whatever, it didn't kill my child. But I definitely recommend having infant Tylenol on hand because anything can happen from teething, running a fever. You know, you want to have a fever reducer on hand for any reason. And then trying to think like saline spray for the nose and stuff when it gets all stuffy, all that stuff. It's definitely nice to have like your own little medicine stock so you don't have to hurry up and run out to the store for a baby detergent. Of course, you'll see the Drift advertised everywhere. I kept watching video after video, and they all said, buy the Drift laundry detergent. Oh, yeah, it smells wonderful, like newborn baby heaven, but it is very, very pricey. I know, like, I had bought 2 bottles with my firstborn because, you know, new mom wanted the best of the best, but didn't have a lot of money, so I had to use coupons. And then and she had very sensitive skin, so that worked wonderful for her. But then I had to go through a few different, like I tried Gain, I tried Tide, everything just gave her a rash. And then I found the All Free and Clear, and it's only like, it's half the price, almost less than half the price a bottle of Drift is. Plus you get more for your money. So I definitely encourage you to try something like that. I know, the dress smells nice and it looks the best, but in the end, you have to think what's price effective for your family because not everybody's able to buy the best of the best. But yeah, those are just the top 20 things that I could think of off the top of my head. And I hope it helps you. Let me know if it helps you. I'm sorry about the cars I've been driving by. This is one of my first few YouTube videos. So let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about it. If you have any more ideas for any other videos that I can make. Like I said, I do have my CDA, working on my associate's degree in early childhood education. So I know a little bit, not a lot, but also, do you want to see couponing videos or penny shopping videos? Just let me know what you think in the comments below.